Close your eyes and let the weight of the day slip away. Feel the noise around you fade into a gentle hush. Your breath slows, softens, becomes a quiet river. In this moment, you are safe. You are here. Presence invites you to rest. Stillness holds you close. Release the tension in your shoulders, your heart. Let this be your sanctuary. Tonight, we embark on a journey through timeless wisdom. The Buddhist teachings guide us home to our true nature. Presence roots us in the now, free from past or future. Letting go softens our grip, easing life's burdens. Stillness clears the mind, revealing inner peace. Acceptance embraces all, turning pain into beauty. These truths presence, letting go, stillness, acceptance weave a path to freedom. They release us from striving, connect us to love, join us to rest in life's flow, to find joy and wisdom within. In this gentle hearing, mindfulness begins without effort, quietly reshaping your inner world over time. A subtle transformation you may not even notice. Across the globe, we're connected in this search for peace. Quiet hearts are tuning in, finding comfort in the same silence, the same story, the same breath. If you feel like sharing, leave a comment below. Let us know where you're listening from or how you're feeling right now. You never know who needs to hear. They're not alone. If these touch your heart, subscribe to our channel. Join us for moments of calm, for wisdom that soothes. Whenever you need to rest in life's truths. Now, we begin Chapter 1, The Power of Presence. Part 1, Opening, Critiquing Common Beliefs. In today's world, we often measure our worth by what we achieve. Society tells us happiness lies in success, wealth, or recognition. We chase degrees, promotions, or likes on social media, believing they define who we are. This mindset creates a cycle of endless striving. We compare ourselves to others, feeling superior one moment and inferior the next. The pressure to prove ourselves is relentless. It leaves us exhausted, anxious, and unfulfilled. We seek validation from the outside, hoping it will fill the void within. Yet, no matter how much we gain, the emptiness persists. This belief that our value depends on external markers traps us in a race with no finish line. It disconnects us from our true selves. We forget that worth is not something to earn. It's something we already have. This chase for external validation breeds suffering. The mind becomes a battleground of doubt and fear. We feel hollow, even after reaching our goals. Why? Because the targets keep moving. A new job, a bigger house, a better status, none of it satisfies for long. Anxiety creeps in when we fall short. We judge ourselves harshly, thinking we're not enough. Comparison fuels envy or arrogance, pulling us further from peace. Our instinct is to keep running, to fix the discomfort by chasing more. But this only deepens the wound. We lose touch with the present moment, always focused on what's next. The heart grows restless, yearning for something real, something lasting. This cycle of craving and dissatisfaction is not just personal, it's a shared human struggle. Zen Buddhism offers a way out. It teaches us to see through the illusion of external worth. At its core is the concept of no self, an understanding that our true nature isn't tied to achievements or labels. We are not our job, our status, or our failures. Instead, we are part of a vast, interconnected reality. Zen invites us to embrace compassion, starting with ourselves. It asks us to let go of the ego's demands and recognize our inherent value. This perspective shifts everything. It frees us from the need to prove ourselves. It opens the door to living authentically, with clarity and ease. By seeing beyond the self, we find a deeper connection to others, to the world, to the present moment. This is the seed of true happiness, a happiness that doesn't depend on conditions. The turning point comes when we glimpse this truth. Picture a moment of stillness, maybe during a quiet walk or a pause in a busy day. You realize your worth isn't tied to what you do or what others think. It's a spark of clarity. You are enough, just as you are. This isn't about arrogance or complacency. It's about releasing the need to perform for approval. In Zen, this might mean letting go of a grudge, a fear, or a rigid self-image. It's like dropping a heavy weight you didn't know you were carrying. You breathe easier. You act from a place of freedom, not obligation. This shift changes how you move through life. You begin to live with intention, grounded in the truth of your own existence. A truth that was always there. Why do we suffer? Zen points to ignorance and craving as the roots. We cling to ideas of who we should be. Driven by desire for approval or fear of failure, these cravings blind us to reality. They keep us stuck in comparison, always measuring ourselves against an impossible standard. Zen's wisdom cuts through this. It teaches that true freedom lies in letting go not of ambition, but of attachment to outcomes. When we stop defining ourselves by external markers, we discover an unshakable peace. This is the value of Zen. It strips away illusions, revealing the beauty of what is. We don't need to become something more. We are already whole. This understanding heals the heart and aligns us with life's natural flow, a flow we've been part of all along. How do we live this truth? Start with mindfulness. Sit quietly for 5 minutes each day. Focus on your breath. Notice thoughts without chasing them. This simple practice grounds you in the present. It weakens the grip of craving and comparison. Another step is self-compassion. When you feel inadequate, pause. Say to yourself, "I am enough." It sounds small, but it's powerful. If resistance arises, doubt or discomfort, acknowledge it gently. Don't fight it. Let it pass like a cloud. Over time, these practices rewire the mind. They help you act from clarity, not compulsion. When challenges come, return to your breath. Return to compassion. These are not just techniques, they're ways of being. They bring Zen's wisdom into your daily life. Step by step, Zen teaches us that our worth is not a prize to win. It's a truth to recognize. We don't need to chase happiness, it's here. In this moment, when we let go of illusion, pause today. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what am I chasing? And why? You might find the answer is simpler than you think. The Zen Buddhism channel invites you to explore this path. Try the practices we've shared. Reflect on your own value. Share this journey with others. Comment. Connect. Grow. Together, we can cultivate a life of peace, rooted in truth. Let's stop running and start living. Chapter 2. The Weaver's Thread. In a vibrant village nestled among rolling emerald hills, the market pulsed with energy. Stalls brimmed with vibrant silks, fragrant spices, and the chatter of traders competing for attention. The air carried the clatter of wooden carts, the laughter of children chasing each other, and the faint jingle of coins changing hands. At the heart of this bustling scene was Lin, a weaver whose tapestries were the pride of the village. Her hands moved with grace over the loom, crafting patterns so intricate they seemed to whisper ancient tales. Each tapestry was a testament to her skill, a reflection of her worth. The villagers' praise was her lifeline, their smiles, their gasps of awe told her she belonged. Yet, beneath her steady hands, a quiet fear simmered. What if her work fell short? What if she couldn't satisfy their expectations? One crisp morning, a merchant arrived, his robes heavy with gold, his presence commanding. He demanded a tapestry unlike any other, vast, impossibly detailed, and due in mere days. The village buzzed with anticipation, their eyes turning to Lin. Her heart tightened. The task felt insurmountable, a mountain she wasn't sure she could climb. Doubt crept in, cold and relentless, whispering questions she couldn't ignore. Could she create something worthy of such a grand request? Her fingers hesitated over the loom. trembling with uncertainty. She had always woven for approval, for acceptance, for a sense of self that depended on others' admiration. Now, with the merchant's order looming, the weight of expectation threatened to crush her. The villagers' gazes felt like a spotlight, exposing every flaw, every fear. Failure seemed to lurk just beyond the next thread, ready to unravel everything she had built. Lynn wondered if her worth could withstand such a trial, or if she would fray under the strain. Lost in the noise of the market, Lynn threw herself into the merchant's tapestry, her world narrowing to the loom. She wove through dawn's first light and deep into the night, her fingers aching, her eyes stinging from strain. The village watched closely, their whispers a constant hum in her ears. They spoke of her skill, her dedication, but also her struggle to meet the impossible deadline. Failure was unthinkable. It would mean shame, the loss of her place among them. Lynn pushed harder, chasing perfection with every thread. But the loom betrayed her. A misplaced stitch, a tangled thread flaws appeared, small but glaring to her trained eye. Each mistake felt like a wound, a crack in her carefully crafted identity. She skipped meals, ignored the ache in her back, and pushed her body beyond its limits. Sleep became a distant memory. The loom, once her haven, now felt like a prison, its rhythm mocking her efforts. Fear of judgment consumed her. What would the merchant think? What would the villagers say? Her mind churned with images of scorn, of whispered disappointment behind her back. The harder she tried, the worse her work became. The tapestry, meant to be her masterpiece, was a chaos of errors. Panic gripped her heart, tightening with every failed attempt. Lynn was losing herself, drowning in the need to prove her worth. The joy of weaving, once her spark, had vanished entirely. In its place was only pressure, heavy and unyielding, a pressure that threatened to break her spirit completely. Desperate to save the tapestry, Lynn sought answers. She visited other weavers in the village, watching their hands, memorizing their techniques. She bought finer threads, brighter dyes, hoping they would hide her mistakes. She worked longer hours, the loom's clatter echoing into the night, drowning out the world. Surely, more effort, more skill, would fix everything. She tried new patterns, adjusted the loom's tension, pushed her craft to its limits, but exhaustion clouded her mind. Her hands fumbled, her vision blurred from lack of rest. The tapestry grew more chaotic, a tangle of ambition and error. The villagers' whispers shifted from awe to pity, their eyes soft with concern. Lynn overheard their murmurs, doubts about her skill. worries about her health. Each word cut deeper, fueling her sense of failure. Her identity, once woven tightly with pride, began to unravel. Why wasn't her effort enough? She doubled down, skipping rest entirely, her body trembling with fatigue. Frustration burned hot within her, a fire that consumed her patience. The harder she chased perfection, the further it slipped from her grasp. Her heart ached for the days when weaving brought joy, not dread. She longed to silence the village's doubts, to prove herself to the merchant, but her work only worsened. The futility of her struggle settled over her, heavy and cold. Like a winter fog, Lin was trapped, running in circles, with no end in sight. A cycle that left her empty, yearning for a way out. One evening, drained and defeated, Lin wandered to a temple on the village's edge. The world was still there, bathed in the soft glow of dusk, the air fragrant with jasmine and incense. A monk sat by a small garden, his presence calm, his eyes warm with understanding. Lin poured out her heart, her fear of failure, the weight of the merchant's order, the flaws in her tapestry. The monk listened quietly, then pointed to her loom. "You weave for others' eyes," he said. "Weave for the moment instead." He spoke of presence, of finding beauty in the act itself, not the result. Lin hesitated, her mind still tangled in doubt. But she sat at her loom, guided by his words. She slowed her hands, feeling the thread's texture, the loom's gentle creak. Each motion became a quiet dance, not a race against time. The tapestry's flaws no longer screamed failure. They were part of its story, part of her own. For the first time in weeks, she felt light, unburdened by expectation. The monk's teachings sank deep. Perfection was an illusion, but presence was real. Lin wove with care, not fear, noticing her breath, the rhythm of her hands, the stillness of the temple. The merchant's deadline faded from her thoughts. She was here, now, alive in the act of creation. This shift felt like waking from a long dream. Lin saw her work anew, not as a measure of worth, but as an expression of being, a moment of clarity that changed her heart forever. Lin's suffering grew from attachment to the villagers' praise, to the idea of a perfect tapestry, to a self-image tied to external approval. This attachment fueled her stress, blinding her to the joy of creation. Zen Buddhism names this ignorance, the root of all suffering. We chase external marker success, recognition, flawless outcomes, thinking they define our worth. But these are fleeting, like shadows on a wall. Lin's need for the village's admiration drove her to exhaustion. yet left her heart empty. Her mistakes weren't the true problem. Her obsession with erasing them was. The monk's lesson revealed a deeper truth. Joy lies in the present, not in chasing a distant prize. When Lin wove with presence, she found freedom. She stopped judging each thread, stopped fearing the merchant's verdict. This is the essence of mindfulness, to engage fully with what is, without grasping for what might be. Zen teaches that suffering fades when we release attachment, not to ambition or effort, but to the need for outcomes to validate us. Lin's story mirrors our own struggles. We run after validation, comparing ourselves to others, measuring our worth by achievements or praise. But peace comes when we pause, when we let go of the need to prove ourselves. It comes in feeling the moment the warmth of a cup in our hands, the sound of our breath, the texture of the world around us. This presence connects us to life's deeper flow, where worth is not earned, but inherent. Lin's journey shows that the act of living, not the outcome, holds the beauty. By letting go of her need for perfection, she found joy in the weave itself, a joy that was always within her, waiting to be uncovered. A joy that aligns us with the truth of who we are. Lin's transformation offers a path for us all. Begin with one task each day, something simple, like drinking a cup of tea, walking to the market, or washing dishes. Give it your full attention. Notice the warmth of the cup, the taste of the tea, the rhythm of your steps on the ground. Let the world fade for that moment, as if nothing else exists. This is mindfulness, the art of being fully here. If your mind drifts to worries, plans, or doubts, don't fight it. Gently guide it back, like leading a child by the hand. Another practice is to pause when stress creeps in. Take 3 slow breaths. Feel the air entering, your chest rising, your body grounding. This anchors you to the present. Distractions will arise, thoughts of deadlines, fears of not being enough. Acknowledge them softly, without judgment, and let them pass like clouds in the sky. You might feel resistance at first, a pull to rush or judge yourself. That's normal. Smile at it. Then return to the task. These practices build presence, teaching us to find joy in the act, not the outcome. Like Lin at her loom, we can engage with life fully stirring a pot, listening to a friend, feeling the breeze on our skin. Obstacles will come: restlessness, doubt, the urge to multitask. Counter them with patience, with a gentle return to your breath, your senses. Over time, these moments of presence weave together, creating a life of calm and clarity. Start small, but start today. Choose one act, one moment, and be in it completely. Let it be your loom, your thread, your chance to create with care. This is how we live the Zen way. Moment by moment. Lynn's story is a mirror for our own lives. She found peace not in a perfect tapestry, but in the act of weaving, in being fully present with each thread. We, too, can find joy in the ordinary, stirring a pot of soup, typing a message, breathing in the cool morning air. Imagine the calm of eating a meal slowly, tasting each bite, hearing the soft clink of a spoon against the bowl. This is presence, the heart of Zen. It frees us from the endless chase, from the need to prove our worth through achievements or praise. Lynn's journey shows that peace is not a prize to win. It's here, in this very moment. When we stop running and start being, the Zen Buddhism channel invites you to try it. Pick one task today, any task, no matter how small, and give it your whole heart. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, be there fully. Notice what shifts inside you, how the world feels different when you're truly present. Share Lynn's story with a friend, a family member, someone who needs this lesson. Talk about what it means to let go of perfection, to live in the now. Your moment of presence could spark theirs, rippling outward like a thread in a tapestry. Together, we can weave lives of meaning, not striving, but savoring each moment. Pause now. Take a deep breath. Feel the air. Feel your heart beating. This moment is enough. Start here and let it carry you forward. Chapter 3. The Art of Letting Go. Society pushes us to cling tightly to what we have. We're told that possessions, status, and outcomes are the bedrock of security. A big house, a prestigious job, a perfect plan, these are sold as stability. But this belief is a trap. It breeds fear, a constant need to protect what we own. We're taught that control equals safety, that holding on defines our worth. Yet, life is unpredictable. Jobs end, relationships shift, plans crumble. Clinging doesn't secure us. It chains us. It creates a cage of worry, where every change feels like a threat. This mindset robs us of peace. It blinds us to life's natural rhythm, its ebb and flow. We suffer because we resist what is. The more we grasp, the more we lose. Fear of loss keeps us rigid, unable to adapt. We're stuck, guarding shadows that vanish anyway. This societal myth that holding on brings security is a lie. It feeds anxiety, not strength. True stability lies elsewhere, in a place society rarely points to. Letting go, not holding on, is the path to freedom. We need to unlearn this obsession with control. Only then can we live fully, unburdened by the weight of what we think we must keep. Attachment is a heavy burden. It drags us into suffering, chaining us to things that won't last. We cling to people, achievements, dreams, believing they'll stay forever. But nothing does. Life changes, jobs end, loved ones leave, plans fall apart. This resistance breeds pain. Anxiety creeps in. Gnawing at our peace, we lie awake, worrying about what we might lose. We fight to control outcomes, to force life into our vision. But the harder we grip, the more frustrated we become. It's exhausting. This battle against life's flow. Our instinct to hold on creates a cycle of stress. We obsess over what ifs, trapped in fear of change. This clinging doesn't protect us. It hurts us. It steals our energy, our joy. We suffer because we demand permanence in a world that's always moving. The psychological toll is real. Tension, rigidity, a sense of loss that lingers. We can't win this fight. Life's current is too strong. The more we resist, the more we drown in frustration. Letting go isn't the problem, clinging is. It's time to see the cost of holding on too tightly. Buddhism offers a way out. Non-attachment. This isn't about giving up what we love. It's about embracing impermanence. The truth that everything changes. Our bodies age. Our circumstances shift. Our world evolves. Clinging to what's temporary only brings pain. Non-attachment means letting go of the need to control. It's a release, a shedding of burdens. When we stop grasping, we find peace in uncertainty. We flow with life, not against it. This philosophy isn't cold or detached. It's a way to love deeply without being owned by what we love. It's freedom, not loss. Imagine living without fear of endings, without the weight of expectations. Non-attachment opens that door. It's a shift in how we see the world. Instead of dreading change, we accept it. We learn to hold things lightly, to cherish without possessing. This lens brings lightness, ease, and resilience. It's a path to inner freedom, where uncertainty becomes a friend, not a foe. By letting go, we create space for peace, for a life unweighed by the need to cling. There's a moment when it all makes sense. You're holding something dear, a memory, a possession, a dream. Your hands tighten, afraid to let it slip. Then, clarity comes. True security isn't in gripping tighter. It's in letting go. You see it. Clinging doesn't keep things safe. It traps you, steals your breath, Imagine setting down that cherished object, that rigid expectation. You exhale. The weight lifts. The object is still there, but its hold on you is gone. You feel life's rhythm, its constant dance of change. This realization is quiet but deep. It's not about losing what matters. It's about trusting life's flow. You don't need to control everything to be safe. True strength lies in surrender, in accepting what is. You let go, and suddenly, you're free. The world keeps moving, and you move with it. This moment shifts everything. It's a spark of understanding, a glimpse of peace. You see that letting go isn't weakness, it's courage. It's trust in yourself, in life's unfolding. This is where freedom begins. Why do we cling? Ignorance. We forget that nothing lasts. We act as if possessions, status, or plans can be permanent. This misunderstanding fuels attachment, tying us to what will fade. Buddhism teaches us to see clearly. Impermanence is life's truth. Non-attachment is the antidote. It's not about rejecting what we love. It's about holding it lightly. When we let go, we stop fighting change. We build resilience, the kind that carries us through loss or uncertainty. This practice brings inner freedom. We're no longer shattered when life shifts. We adapt. We grow. We find peace. Non-attachment isn't apathy. It's a way to love without fear. It's about living fully in the moment, unburdened by the need to control what's next. This philosophy solves the problem of clinging. It cuts through the anxiety, the rigidity, the suffering. By embracing impermanence, we find strength. We learn to face life's storms without breaking. Non-attachment is a gift, a way to live with ease, to love without possession, to move through the world with grace. It's the art of being whole. No matter what comes or goes, letting go starts with small steps. Try journaling. Write down a grudge, a fear, an expectation that weighs on you. Name it clearly. Feel its weight. Then let it go. Burn the page if it feels right. Another practice. Notice when you're clinging. Maybe it's a plan you're forcing or a loss you can't accept. Pause. Take a breath. Ask, what if I release this? Fear will rise. Meet it with kindness. Self-compassion eases the sting of letting go. Practice daily. Release one small thing. A worry. A need to be right. A perfect outcome. These small acts build a habit. Over time, you'll feel lighter, more at ease. Obstacles will come: fear of loss, doubt, the pull of old habits. Face them gently. Remind yourself, letting go isn't losing, it's freeing. Start where you are. Pick one thing today, a thought, attention, and let it slip away. Watch how it changes you. This practice isn't about perfection. It's about progress, about finding peace one step at a time. Letting go sets us free. It lifts the weight of clinging, the suffering of control. It brings us back to peace, to life's natural flow. Today, pause and reflect. What's one thing you can release? A grudge, a fear, a plan that's holding you back. Let it go, even for a moment. Feel the space it creates, the lightness in your heart. Share this practice. Tell someone. Pass it on. Together, we can spread this peace. If these words resonate, if they touch your soul, join us. Subscribe to the channel. Walk this path with us. Let's journey together, sharing the art of letting go. Each step brings us closer to freedom, to a life unburdened. Together, we can spread calm, clarity, and peace, one moment at a time. Chapter 4. Story: The River's Lesson. In a small village nestled by a restless river, Jack worked as a farmer. His fields, lush with rice and greens, were his pride, his life's work. The river fed his crops, its waters soaking the earth, giving life. But it was wild, unpredictable. Each year, floods came. Some were gentle, lapping at the edges of his fields. Others were fierce, tearing through the village, reshaping the land. Jack lived in fear of these floods. They threatened his harvest, his family's future. He spent nights awake, plotting ways to protect his crops. He studied the river's moods, noting every ripple, every swell. This year, the rains arrived early. The river surged, dark and heavy, spilling over its banks. Water crept toward Jack's fields, inching closer each day. His heart tightened. These crops were everything: his income, his security, his proof of hard work. Losing them was unthinkable. Fear consumed him, a weight pressing on his chest. He stood by the riverbank, watching the water rise, his mind racing with plans to stop it. Society had taught him that control was strength. If he worked hard enough, planned well enough, he could master anything. He'd spent years perfecting his fields, measuring every seed, tending every plant. He couldn't let nature undo it. Jack's fixation grew. He checked the river hourly, obsessed with saving his crops. Every raindrop felt like a challenge, a test of his will. He was determined to outsmart the river, to bend it to his needs. He'd heard stories of farmers who lost everything to floods. That wouldn't be him. He'd fight harder, build smarter, but the river didn't care about his plans. It flowed, relentless, indifferent to his struggle. Jack's fear turned to desperation. He couldn't let go of his need to control the outcome. His fields were his identity, his measure of success. The thought of losing them felt like losing himself. He vowed to protect them, no matter the cost, no matter how fierce the river became. The river's unpredictability was Jack's torment. It mocked his careful plans, his years of labor. He'd poured his life into his fields, tending each plant with precision. Yet, the floods came without warning. This time, they were brutal. The river roared, swallowing rows of rice, drowning his vegetables. Jack's fear hardened into despair. He couldn't lose his harvest again. He decided to fight. He built barriers of mud and stone, piling them high along the river's edge. He worked through rain and heat, his hands raw, his body aching. He believed effort would win, but the river was stronger. Water seeped through cracks, eroded his walls. Each collapse hit like a blow. Jack's despair grew. He felt betrayed by the river, by nature, by his own hard work. Why wouldn't the river yield? He doubled his efforts, hauling heavier stones, digging deeper trenches. His family begged him to rest, but he couldn't stop. The barriers held for a day, then crumbled under the river's force. Water flooded his fields, leaving mud and ruin. Jack stood in the wreckage, his heart heavy. His obsession with control had failed. The more he fought, the more he lost. He was exhausted, body and soul. The river didn't care about his barriers, his plans, his pain. It flowed on, unstoppable. Jack's resistance only deepened his suffering. He lay awake at night, replaying every failure, every wave that broke his defenses. His need to control the river was breaking him. He couldn't force nature to obey. The harder he clung to his vision of perfect fields, the more he suffered. His fight was futile, and it was tearing him apart. Jack refused to surrender. He believed hard work could tame the river. He rebuilt his barriers, using stronger materials, stones, wood, even sacks of sand. He worked from dawn to dusk, his body pushed to its limits. He sought advice from other farmers, hoping for a solution. Some suggested taller walls. Others shared tales of ancient methods. Jack tried everything. He spent his savings on supplies, hired helpers to reinforce his defenses. He studied the river's patterns, charting its rises and falls. He believed he could outsmart it. But the floods kept coming. A fierce storm hit one night, and the river surged. It tore through his barriers, scattering stones, splintering wood. By morning, half his fields were underwater. Jack's frustration boiled over. He shouted at the river, cursed the rain. His helpers left, exhausted by the endless fight. Jack felt alone, a failure. He'd done everything right, worked harder, planned smarter, sought wisdom. Yet, the river won. His crops were gone, his energy drained. He sat by the riverbank, staring at the muddy water. His hands, once steady, trembled. His heart, once hopeful, was heavy with defeat. He'd poured everything into controlling the river, but it was unmoved. It flowed, wild and free. Beyond his grasp, Jack saw his mistake. His fight wasn't working. The river wasn't his enemy. It was just being itself. He needed a new approach, a way to live with the river, not against it. His old ways had failed. It was time to try something different, to find a path that didn't break him. One quiet evening, an elder from the village sat with Jack by the river. Her eyes were calm, her voice soft. "You're fighting the river," she said, "but it only flows. Why fight what is?" Jack frowned, his mind heavy with failure. She spoke of acceptance, of working with the river's rhythm. "Resisting change brings pain," she said. "Flow with it instead." She pointed to fields where others grew floating rice, crops that rose with the floods. They didn't fight the river, they moved with it. Jack listened, his heart stirring. His fear of loss had driven him to resist, to build walls that crumbled. But the elder's words lit a spark. The river wasn't his enemy. It was part of life's flow. He saw it now. His suffering came from fighting what he couldn't control. He decided to change. He stopped building barriers. He planted flood-resistant crops, ones that thrived in water. He let the river move freely, no longer trying to tame it. For the first time, he felt lighter. He wasn't battling anymore. He was aligning with the river's rhythm. The elder's wisdom shifted his perspective. True strength wasn't in forcing control. It was in letting go. Jack realized that acceptance didn't mean defeat. It meant freedom. He began to trust the river, to trust life's unfolding. This new path felt right, like a weight lifting from his shoulders. He was ready to live differently, to flow with the world instead of against it. Jack's story reflects our own struggles. We cling to control, afraid of losing what matters: our jobs, our loved ones, our plans, We believe holding tight keeps us safe. But life, like the river, is impermanent. It shifts, changes, flows on. Clinging comes from fear, from ignoring this truth. We think we can force outcomes, make things last. But this resistance breeds suffering. Jack's barriers didn't stop the river. They exhausted him. Our own barriers, our need to control, do the same. They create anxiety, frustration, a sense of failure when life moves differently. Non-attachment, a core Buddhist teaching, offers a way out. It's not about giving up what we love. It's about holding it lightly, accepting that everything changes. When we let go, we stop fighting life's flow. We find peace in uncertainty, strength in surrender. Jack learned to plant crops that worked with the river. We can learn to live with life's changes, not against them. This lesson cuts through suffering. It builds resilience, the ability to face loss without breaking. Non-attachment isn't cold or distant. It's a way to love fully without being owned by what we love. It's freedom from fear, from the need to force outcomes. Jack's story shows us. Clinging to control traps us. Letting go aligns us with reality. It brings calm, clarity, a lightness of being. We don't need to fear change when we see it as part of life's rhythm. Non-attachment is a gift. It teaches us to live in the present, to cherish without possessing, to move with life's current. By embracing impermanence, we find strength, peace, and a way to live whole. No matter what comes or goes, Jack's story gives us a path to follow. Start with daily reflection. Each morning, sit quietly. Think of one thing you're trying to control, a worry, an expectation, a fear. Write it down. Name it clearly, like Jack naming his fear of floods. Then, imagine letting it go. Picture it floating away, like leaves on a river. This practice builds awareness. It shows you where you're clinging, where you're fighting life's flow. Another step. Notice resistance in your day. Maybe you're forcing a plan, pushing against a change. Pause. Take a slow breath. Ask, can I release this? You don't need an answer right away. Just sit with the question. Fear will rise, fear of loss, of uncertainty. Meet it with trust. Trust that life unfolds as it should. Trust that you're enough, even without what you're holding on to. Try a ritual. Each evening, list one thing you let go of that day. A grudge, a need to be right, a perfect outcome. Write it. Then let it rest. Celebrate the act. No matter how small, Obstacles will come, old habits. Doubt. The pull of control. Counter them with kindness. Remind yourself, letting go is freedom, not loss. Jack learned to plant with the river's rhythm. You can learn to live with life's rhythm. Start small. Pick one thing today, a tension, a worry, and release it. Feel the space it creates, the lightness in your heart. Over time, this practice becomes a habit. It builds resilience, peace, a way to live in harmony with what is. Keep practicing. Each step brings you closer to freedom, to a life unburdened by the need to control. Jack's story is a mirror for us all. It shows the pain of clinging, the peace of letting go. Close your eyes. Picture yourself by a river, holding something tightly, a fear, a plan, a regret. Now imagine releasing it, watching it drift away. Feel the calm, the space it leaves behind. This is the gift of letting go. It frees us from suffering, brings us back to life's natural flow. Today, take a moment. Reflect. What's one thing you can release? A worry? A grudge? A need to control? Let it go. Even just for now. Feel the lightness it brings. Share this story with someone, a friend, a loved one. Talk about what you let go, how it felt. Spreading this practice builds connection, a community of peace. If Jack's lesson touches your heart, if it brings a moment of calm, join us. Subscribe to the channel. Come back to this space of clarity, of stillness. Let's walk this path together, learning to flow with life, to find freedom in surrender. If your heart feels lighter, sign up. Let these moments of peace stay with you, guiding you back to calm, always. Chapter 5. The Gift of Stillness. Society praises constant motion. We're told to hustle, to fill every moment with action. Productivity is our badge of worth. Rest is weakness. Stillness a waste. We chase goals, juggle tasks, measure success by how much we do. But this belief traps us. Relentless activity drains the mind. It clouds our thoughts, leaving us tired, scattered. We lose sight of what matters. The world pushes us to keep moving, to stay busy, as if pausing means falling behind. Yet, this rush disconnects us. We forget why we're running. Mental fatigue sets in, a fog that blurs our purpose. We feel empty, even when we achieve. The constant need to do more steals our clarity. We're taught that progress lies in motion. But motion without meaning is chaos. Stillness, not speed, brings understanding. Society's obsession with busyness ignores the truth. We need pause to find direction. Without it, we're lost, chasing shadows of success. The cost is high exhaustion, confusion, a life half lived. We must question this lie. True progress isn't in endless doing. It's in being, in finding stillness amidst the noise. Only then can we see clearly, live fully, reconnect with what's real. Restlessness breeds turmoil. When we avoid stillness, we drown in overwhelm. Our minds race, unable to focus. Thoughts pile up, a tangled mess of worries and plans. We stay busy to escape. Uncomfortable emotions fear, doubt, sadness lurk in silence. So we fill it with noise, work, screens, endless tasks. They keep us moving, distracted. But this avoidance comes at a cost. We lose clarity. We forget what drives us. The constant rush leaves us hollow. Disconnected from ourselves, anxiety creeps in. A quiet hum beneath the surface. We feel scattered, pulled in every direction. The instinct to stay busy is strong. It feels safe, productive. But it's a trap. We run from silence, afraid of what it might reveal. Yet, the more we run, the more we suffer. Our minds grow heavy, our hearts restless. We can't keep up. The world spins faster, and we're left breathless, chasing a sense of control that never comes. Restlessness doesn't solve our fears. It buries them, letting them fester. The turmoil grows, and we wonder why peace feels so far away. Avoiding stillness only deepens our struggle. Zen offers a different path. Stillness. It's not just the absence of motion. It's a state of inner calm, a quiet strength amidst life's chaos. Stillness lets us pause, breathe, listen. In that pause, we find clarity. The world's noise fades, and our true self emerges. Zen teaches that stillness is where wisdom lives. It's a space to reconnect with purpose, to see what truly matters. When we stop rushing, we start understanding. Stillness isn't empty. It's alive with insight. It's a return to the present, to the heart of who we are. This practice doesn't require perfection. It asks for presence, for a moment of quiet in a noisy world. In stillness, we find answers that busyness hides. We see our fears, our hopes, our path. This philosophy, rooted in Zen, invites us to embrace calm. It's a way to live fully, not by doing more, but by being more. Stillness is a gift, a chance to reconnect, to find peace, to move through life with intention and grace. There's a moment when stillness speaks. Imagine sitting alone, the world's demands pressing in. You're tired, scattered, chasing tasks that never end. Then, you pause. You sit quietly, just breathing. At first, it's uncomfortable. Thoughts rush in, loud and restless. But you stay. Slowly, the noise softens. A quiet voice emerges your own. It carries insight, clarity you didn't expect. You realize stillness reveals what busyness obscures. The answers you've been chasing were always there, waiting in the pause. This moment shifts everything. You see that running from silence hid your truth. Sitting still, you hear your heart. You understand your fears, your desires, your purpose. It's not about escaping the world. It's about finding yourself within it. This realization is simple but profound. Stillness isn't empty. It's full of wisdom. You don't need to keep moving to find meaning. You need to stop, to listen, to be. This moment of quiet changes how you see. It's a spark of peace, a step toward freedom. Why do we avoid stillness? Fear. Silence feels like a void, a place where doubts and emotions rise. So we stay busy, filling every moment with tasks, noise, distraction. But this compulsive activity stems from ignorance. We think busyness defines us, keeps us safe. Yet, it disconnects us. Zen teaches that stillness is the antidote. It's not about shutting out the world. It's about turning inward, facing what's there. Stillness reveals the root of our restlessness, a fear of impermanence, of losing control. When we pause, we see clearly. We grow self-aware, understanding our thoughts, our feelings. This clarity builds resilience. We learn to face challenges without being overwhelmed. Stillness isn't passive. It's powerful. It grounds us, letting us move through life with purpose. It solves the problem of restlessness by showing us who we are. We don't need to run from silence. It's where we find strength, where we reconnect with meaning. Embracing stillness, we live more fully, free from the chaos of constant motion. Cultivating stillness is simple. Start with short moments. Try a 5-minute meditation each morning. Sit quietly. Focus on your breath. Let thoughts come and go, like clouds passing. If meditation feels hard, take a silent walk. Notice the world trees, wind, your steps. Let it anchor you. These practices build calm. They teach you to pause, to listen. Another step. Notice when you're rushing. Maybe you're juggling tasks. Avoiding a quiet moment. Pause. Take 3 slow breaths. Ask, why am I running? Discomfort will arise, restlessness, fear of silence. Meet it gently. Start small. With 1 minute of quiet. Build from there. Obstacles will come, distractions, impatience. Don't judge yourself. Return to the practice. Softly. Over time, stillness becomes a habit. It brings clarity, peace, a sense of being home in yourself. Try it today. Find 1 moment to be still. Feel the difference it makes. Stillness is a gift. It restores clarity, brings peace to a restless heart. It reconnects us to who we are. Today, try it. Find 1 moment to pause. Sit quietly. Breathe. Listen. Let the world's noise fade. What do you hear? Share this practice with someone. Tell them how it felt. What you found in the quiet. Together, we can spread this calm. If these words touch you, if they bring a moment of peace, join us. Subscribe to the channel. Let these moments of stillness stay with you. Come back to this space where clarity waits. Let's walk this path together, finding wisdom in the pause, peace in the present. If your heart feels lighter, sign up. Keep this calm close. Always. Chapter 6. Story: The Silent Mountain. In a bustling city, May lived as a scholar, surrounded by towering libraries and endless scrolls. Knowledge was her path to worth. She believed that mastering books would prove her value, earn her respect. The city hummed with ambition. People rushed, competed, chased success. May felt the pressure. Society demanded she achieve, stand out, be more. She studied day and night, filling her mind with facts, theories, philosophies. Her desk overflowed with notes. Her shelves sagged with books. But the more she learned, the heavier she felt. Her mind spun, crowded with ideas she couldn't grasp. Burnout crept in. She forgot why she started. The city's noise, its demands, its expectations drowned her thoughts. She felt lost, her purpose slipping away. May's days blurred into sleepless nights. She pushed harder, driven by fear of failure. If she stopped, she'd fall behind. People praised her diligence, but inside, she was crumbling. Her head ached. Her heart raced. She couldn't focus. The weight of proving herself was too much. She'd spent years chasing knowledge, believing it would define her. But now, confusion reigned. She questioned her path. Was this what she wanted? The city told her to keep going, to fill every moment with study. Success required effort, not rest. Yet, May felt empty. Her mind was a storm, chaotic with facts but lacking clarity. She longed for peace, for a sense of direction. The harder she tried, the more lost she became. She was trapped in a cycle of striving. Unable to find her way, May stood at her window, watching the city's restless pulse. She needed answers, but the books, the noise, the expectations they offered, none. Her pursuit of knowledge, meant to bring purpose, had left her adrift. May's mind was a battlefield. She'd filled it with endless information, hoping to find meaning. But the overload brought chaos. Thoughts collided, tangled, impossible to sort. She couldn't focus. Simple tasks felt overwhelming. Clarity slipped away, replaced by a fog of doubt. She felt like she was drowning in her own mind. The city's pressure didn't help. It demanded more study, more achievements. May's instinct was to push harder. She stayed up later, read faster, took more notes. She neglected sleep, meals, moments of rest. If she worked enough, she thought, she'd break through. But the opposite happened. Her distress grew. Anxiety gnawed at her. A constant hum. She snapped at friends, forgot appointments, lost track of time. The more she studied, the less she understood. Her pursuit of knowledge, once her pride, became her prison. She was running from emptiness, afraid to face the quiet, but avoiding it only deepened her turmoil. Her mind raced, never still. She felt disconnected, as if she'd lost herself in the pages of her books. The city's noise mirrored her inner chaos, endless, relentless. May's mistake was clear. She thought more effort would save her. But effort without balance only broke her. She was chasing a goal she couldn't name, driven by fear of not being enough. Her distress wasn't just mental, it was spiritual. She'd lost her center, her sense of why she began. The harder she clung to her frantic pace, the further she drifted from peace. May refused to give up. She believed answers lay in more knowledge. She dove deeper into her studies, seeking new books, new theories. She visited mentors, attended lectures, asked for guidance. She filled notebooks with ideas, hoping one would spark clarity. But the more she sought, the more lost she felt. Each book added weight to her mind. Each mentor's advice conflicted with the last. She tried organizing her notes, creating systems to manage the chaos. She spent hours categorizing, prioritizing, searching for order. But the flood of information kept coming. Her anxiety grew sharper. She felt like she was chasing shadows, grasping at answers that slipped away. The city's pace didn't help. It pushed her to keep moving, to never pause. May's days became a blur of study, her nights a haze of worry. She barely slept, her mind too full to rest. She felt like a failure. She'd done everything right, read more, worked harder, sought wisdom. Yet, peace eluded her. Her mentor's words echoed in her head, but they brought no calm. She was drowning in knowledge, but starving for understanding. May sat at her desk, surrounded by books, her heart heavy. She tried everything external, more study, more advice, but nothing worked. The answers weren't out there. She needed something else, a new way to find her path. The city's noise, her endless striving, it was all too much. She was ready to look elsewhere, to find a different kind of wisdom. One day, May left the city. She climbed a mountain where a hermit lived, known for his quiet wisdom. She found him sitting silently, gazing at the horizon, exhausted. She poured out her story, her studies, her chaos, her lost purpose. The hermit listened, then smiled. "You're running from silence," he said. "Wisdom lives in stillness." He spoke of pausing, of letting the mind rest. Stop chasing answers. Let them come. His words struck her. She'd filled her life with noise, afraid of what quiet might reveal. The hermit invited her to sit with him, to be still. At first, it was hard. Her thoughts raced. Her body fidgeted. But she stayed. Slowly, the noise faded. A quiet clarity emerged, like a light in the fog. She saw her fear. She'd been running from emptiness, filling her mind to avoid it. But in stillness, she found peace. The hermit taught her to listen, to let wisdom rise from within. May began practicing silence, sitting quietly each day. She noticed small things: the wind, her breath, her heartbeat. Clarity grew. She didn't need to chase knowledge. It was already there, waiting in the pause. This realization changed her. Stillness wasn't empty. It was full of answers. She felt lighter, freer, aligned with herself. May's story mirrors our own. We fill our lives with activity, afraid of silence. We chase knowledge, tasks, success, thinking they'll define us. But this comes from fear of emptiness, of not being enough. May's mind was overwhelmed because she avoided stillness. She thought more effort would save her, but it trapped her. Zen teaches that stillness is the key. It's not about doing nothing. It's about being present. In stillness, we let go of the need to fill every moment. We allow wisdom to surface, insights to emerge. May's chaos came from ignoring this. She filled her mind, but lost her center. Stillness, a core Zen principle, brings us back. It's a space where we see clearly our fears, our desires, our truth. This clarity heals. It builds resilience, helping us face life without being overwhelmed. Stillness isn't escape. It's connection. It aligns us with our purpose, our inner voice. May learned that chasing knowledge didn't bring peace. Pausing did. Her story shows us fear of silence drives our chaos. Embracing stillness frees us. It's where we find meaning, where we become whole. This philosophy cuts through the noise of our lives. It invites us to stop, to listen, to be. In stillness, we discover what truly matters, and we live with greater ease. Grounded in the present, May's journey teaches us to embrace stillness. Start small. Each day, find 5 minutes to sit quietly. Focus on your breath, letting thoughts drift like clouds. If sitting feels hard, try a mindful walk. Notice the world leaves rustling. Your steps on the ground. Let it anchor you. These moments build presence. They help you see where you're rushing, where you're avoiding silence. Another practice. Pause when you feel overwhelmed. Maybe you're juggling tasks, chasing goals. Stop. Take 3 slow breaths. Ask, what am I running from? The answer may not come right away. That's okay. Just stay with the quiet. Resistance will arise, restlessness, fear of wasting time. Meet it with patience. Start with 1 minute of silence, then 2. Build slowly. Obstacles are normal. Your mind may wander, or you may feel uneasy. Don't judge yourself. Return to the practice. Gently. Try a ritual. Each evening, reflect on a moment you were still. Write what you noticed, what you felt. Celebrate the small steps. May found clarity by pausing. You can too. Pick one thing today, a worry, a rush, and let it rest. Feel the calm it brings. Over time, stillness becomes a habit. It grounds you, opens you to wisdom. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up, being present, finding peace in the pause. May's story shows us the power of stillness. It cuts through chaos, brings clarity, restores peace. Imagine yourself pausing, letting the world's noise fade. Picture clarity rising, like a quiet light in your heart. This is the gift of stillness. Today, try it. Find one moment to be still. Sit. Breathe. Listen. What do you hear? What do you feel? Share this practice with someone, a friend, a family member. Talk about your moment of quiet, how it shifted you. Spreading this practice builds connection, a community of calm. If May's story touches you, if it brings a spark of peace, join us. Subscribe to the channel. Let these moments of stillness stay with you. Come back to this space where wisdom waits in the pause. Let's walk this path together, finding clarity in silence, purpose in presence. If your heart feels lighter, sign up. Keep this piece close. Let it guide you. Always. Chapter 7. The Freedom of Acceptance. Society tells us to fight reality. When life brings pain, loss, or failure, we're taught to resist, push back, change it, make it bend to our will. This is strength. We're told happiness comes from winning battles against what we don't want. A job loss, a broken relationship, an unmet goal. We're urged to fight these, to force a different outcome. But this belief deceives us. Resistance breeds frustration. It traps us in denial, refusing what is. We clench our fists, demanding life be different. But reality doesn't yield. This fight exhausts us. It clouds our hearts with anger, our minds with stress. We suffer longer, caught in a cycle of battling the inevitable. Society's mantra, control your circumstances, shape your fate, ignores a deeper truth. Resisting reality doesn't bring happiness. It deepens our pain. We waste energy on fights we can't win. A storm comes, and we shout at the rain. A door closes, and we pound against it. This struggle disconnects us from peace. It blinds us to life's flow. True strength lies not in fighting what is, but in embracing it. Acceptance, not resistance, opens the path to freedom. We must unlearn this urge to battle reality. Only then can we live lightly, at ease with what comes, finding joy not in control, but in harmony. Resisting reality hurts. When we reject what life brings, we invite pain, a lost job, a failed plan, a sudden change. We push against these, angry at their existence. This fight drains us. Anger festers, turning to bitterness. Exhaustion sets in. Body and mind worn from the struggle. We deny what's true, hoping to change the unchangeable. A relationship ends, and we cling to what was A dream fades, and we refuse to let go. This denial fuels our suffering. Our minds churn, replaying what we wish were different. We lose sleep, lose focus, lose ourselves. The instinct to resist is strong. It feels like action, like strength. But it's a trap. The more we fight reality, the heavier our hearts grow. We're stuck, battling a truth that won't bend. This resistance isolates us. It cuts us off from peace, from the present moment. We suffer not because of what happens, but because we refuse to accept it. The toll is deep anger, fatigue, a sense of being lost. Reality moves on, but we stay behind, fighting shadows. Taoism and Buddhism offer a wiser path: acceptance. It's not giving up. It's embracing reality without judgment, without the need to change it. Acceptance means seeing life as it is, raw, unfiltered, whole. A storm comes, and we let it pass. A loss arrives, and we let it be. This practice, rooted in Zen, brings harmony. It aligns us with life's natural flow, like water moving with the river's current. Acceptance doesn't mean we like every moment. It means we stop fighting what's true. In that surrender, we find peace. We reconnect with the present, free from the weight of resistance. This philosophy transforms us. It opens a space for clarity, for calm amidst chaos. Acceptance is strength, not weakness. It's the courage to live with what is, to find balance no matter the circumstance. By embracing reality, we discover freedom. We move lightly, unburdened by the need to control. This lens, simple yet profound, invites us to flow with life, to find harmony in its ever-changing dance. There's a moment when acceptance dawns. Imagine facing a challenge, a loss, a failure, a fear. You fought it, resisted it, wished it away. Then you pause, you breathe, you let the truth of it settle. It's hard at first. Your heart resists, wanting to fight, but you stay with it. You say, "This is what is." Suddenly, a weight lifts. The struggle fades. You realize, accepting reality doesn't trap you. It frees you. The fight was the cage, not the circumstance. In this moment, clarity comes. You see the challenge for what it is, not what you feared. You release your resistance, like letting go of a tightly held rope. Your hands relax. Your heart softens. This isn't defeat. It's liberation. You feel life's flow, its rhythm moving through you. The challenge remains, but it no longer owns you. You're free to respond, not react. This realization, quiet and profound, changes everything. Acceptance becomes a light, guiding you through the storm. Why do we resist? Ego. We crave control, believing we can shape life to our desires. We fear reality's uncertainty, its refusal to obey. This ego-driven fight fuels our suffering. We deny what's true, thinking denial will save us. But it doesn't. It binds us to pain. Acceptance, rooted in Taoist and Buddhist wisdom, cuts through this. It's not about liking every moment. It's about meeting reality without judgment. When we accept, we stop battling what is. We find peace in the present, resilience in uncertainty. May's story from the mountain showed us. Fighting reality clouds us. Accepting it clears the way. Acceptance transforms suffering into understanding. It teaches us to live with life's changes, not against them. This philosophy frees us from the ego's grip. It fosters calm, strength, a heart open to what comes. We don't need to control the world to be whole. Acceptance is the key. It aligns us with truth, with life's flow, with peace. Acceptance starts with mindfulness. Each day, notice a challenge, a frustration, a loss, a fear. Acknowledge it without judgment. Say, "This is here." Don't fight it. Sit with it. Feel the emotion. Let it be. Maybe it's anger at a delay, sadness over a change. Name it. Then breathe. Let it exist without trying to fix it. Another practice. When resistance rises, pause. Ask, "Can I accept this moment?" Start small. Accept a minor annoyance, a traffic jam, a rainy day. Notice how it feels to let go. Discomfort will come. The ego hates surrender. Meet it with self-compassion. Remind yourself, acceptance isn't defeat. It's freedom. Try a daily ritual. Write one thing you've accepted. Reflect on the peace it brings. Obstacles, anger. Fear will arise. Be gentle. Build the habit slowly. Acceptance grows with practice, bringing calm, clarity, a life in harmony. Acceptance transforms suffering into peace. It frees us from fighting reality, brings us back to life's flow. Today, reflect. What's one challenge you can accept? A loss, a fear, a moment you've resisted. Let it be. Just for now, feel the lightness, the freedom. Share this practice. Tell someone what you accepted, how it felt. Together, we spread peace. If these words touch your heart, if they bring calm, join us. Subscribe to the channel. Let this freedom stay with you. Come back to this space where acceptance lights the way. Let's walk this path together, embracing life as it is, finding peace in every moment. If your heart feels lighter, sign up. Keep this calm close. Always. Chapter 8. The Broken Vase. Jenny's workshop was a sanctuary of silence, tucked away in a small village where the air carried the faint scent of clay and time. Shelves lined with pottery bowls, cups, vases whispered stories of her ancestors. Artisans who poured their hearts into every curve and glaze. At the heart of the room stood a cherished vase, its deep blue surface etched with delicate patterns. A family heirloom passed down through generations. It wasn't just clay, it was a bridge to her past. A symbol of love, resilience, and family pride. One quiet afternoon, disaster struck. A fleeting moment of distraction, a misplaced elbow, and the vase tumbled to the floor, shattering into jagged pieces. Jenny's breath caught in her throat. Her heart sank, heavy with guilt. She knelt among the shards, her hands trembling as she touched the broken edges. This wasn't just a vase, it was her family's legacy, now scattered across the cold stone floor. Guilt surged like a tidal wave. Why hadn't she been more careful? The weight of her mistake pressed down, suffocating. She couldn't bear the thought of the workshop without that vase, its absence a gaping wound. Her mind spun with questions. How could she face her ancestors' memory? How could she forgive herself? The shards seemed to taunt her, each one a reminder of her carelessness. Jenny's grief wasn't just for the broken vase, it was for the connection it held. Now fractured beyond repair, she sat there, frozen in the quiet, unable to accept the loss. The workshop, once a place of comfort, now felt like a tomb, echoing with her failure. She wanted to turn back time, to undo the moment that changed everything. But time, like the vase, was unyielding. Her resistance grew, a stubborn refusal to let go of what was gone. She couldn't imagine moving forward. Not yet. Not with the pieces of her heritage lying broken at her feet. The vase wasn't just an object to Jenny. It was her family's soul, a living memory of their joys and struggles. Its loss felt like losing them all over again. She couldn't accept it, couldn't face the empty space on the shelf where it once stood proud. The pain cut deeper each time she looked at the shards. Her first instinct was to fight the loss, to make the vase whole again. She gathered the pieces, her hands steady with resolve, and bought glue, determined to piece it back together. but the shards wouldn't cooperate. The glue smeared, leaving ugly scars across the vase's surface. Each attempt was messier than the last, the cracks more glaring, the vase a shadow of its former grace. Jenny's frustration grew, a knot tightening in her chest. She blamed herself, her anger turning inward like a blade. Why couldn't she fix this? Why did it keep falling apart? The harder she tried, the more trapped she felt. Her attachment to the vase wasn't just love, it was a refusal to let go, a denial of the truth that some things can't be undone. Each failed repair deepened her suffering, not because the vase was broken, but because she couldn't accept its brokenness. The workshop became a place of torment, the air thick with her resistance. She spent hours staring at the ruined vase, her heart heavy with guilt. It was no longer a symbol of legacy. It was a mirror of her own stubbornness, reflecting her inability to release the past. Jenny's pain wasn't just about loss. It was about her fight against reality, a battle she couldn't win. Jenny refused to give up. She couldn't let the vase mine broken, couldn't let her family's legacy fade. Determined, she sought answers beyond her workshop. She visited master potters, their studios alive with the hum of kilns and the scent of fired clay. She asked about glues, restoration techniques, anything to bring the vase back to life. Each expert offered sympathy, but little hope. Some things, they said, couldn't be restored to what they were. Still, Jenny pressed on. She bought specialized adhesives, watched tutorials, and spent late nights aligning the shards with trembling hands. Her fingers grew sticky with glue, her eyes tired from staring at the stubborn cracks. Every attempt failed. The pieces misaligned, the glue cracked, and the vase looked worse with each try. Frustration became her constant companion, a heavy shadow that followed her every move. The workshop, once a haven, felt like a prison, its walls closing in. She couldn't sleep, her mind replaying the moment the vase fell. Over and over, Jenny's efforts weren't just about repair. They were about clinging to a past she couldn't reclaim. Each failed attempt chipped away at her hope, leaving her exhausted, yet unable to stop. She felt caught, torn between honoring her ancestors and facing the reality of her failure. The broken vase sat on her table, mocking her persistence. It wasn't just the vase that was breaking, it was her spirit, worn thin by her refusal to let go. She wondered if she'd ever find peace, or if the shards would haunt her forever. One evening, as Jenny sat surrounded by her failed repairs, a friend stopped by the workshop. Seeing her struggle, they shared a story about kintsugi, the Japanese art of mending broken pottery with gold. Jenny frowned, skeptical. Why would anyone highlight the cracks instead of hiding them? Her friend's voice was gentle, their words carrying a quiet wisdom. Kintsugi, they explained, wasn't about fixing, it was about embracing. The cracks weren't flaws, they were part of the Vase's journey. Its story made richer by its brokenness. Jenny paused, her eyes tracing the jagged edges of the vase. For the first time, she saw them differently, not as failures, but as possibilities. Something stirred within her, a flicker of hope. She began studying kintsugi, learning how to mix gold powder with lacquer. Her hands, once frantic with glue, moved with care as she traced the cracks, letting the gold fill them. The vase transformed before her eyes. It wasn't the same, it was better. Its golden veins glowing with a quiet, radiant strength. Jenny's heart lifted, the weight of guilt easing. By honoring the vase's imperfections, she honored her family's legacy in a new way. She wasn't erasing the past, she was weaving it into something beautiful. The workshop felt alive again. The air lighter. Jenny realized that acceptance didn't mean giving up. It meant seeing beauty in what was, not what could have been. The golden cracks weren't just repairs. They were a celebration of life's imperfections, a reminder that brokenness could be beautiful. Jenny's suffering stemmed from her refusal to accept change. The broken vase wasn't just a loss, it was a challenge to her identity, her connection to her family. She saw its destruction as a failure, a betrayal of her ancestors' legacy. Her attempts to glue it back together were desperate acts of denial, a fight against the natural flow of life. Each failed repair deepened her pain, not grown because of the loss itself, but because of her resistance to it. She couldn't bear the idea that some things couldn't be undone, and that stubbornness trapped her in a cycle of guilt and frustration. Taoist principles teach us to flow with life's changes, to accept what is rather than fight it. Jenny's story mirrors this truth. By clinging to the past, she fueled her own suffering. Kintsugi showed her another way: acceptance. By embracing the vase's cracks with gold, she transformed her pain into beauty. The golden lines didn't hide the damage. They celebrated it, making the vase more striking than before. This lesson applies to all of us. When we resist life's imperfections, a lost opportunity, a broken relationship, a personal flaw, we create our own suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean defeat. Jenny's journey teaches us that letting go of perfection allows us to see the beauty in brokenness. The vase, now laced with gold, became a symbol of resilience, a testament to the power of embracing change. This aligns with the Taoist idea, with the current of life, not against it. By accepting the vase's new form, Jenny found freedom. We, too, can transform our pain by honoring our imperfections, by seeing them as part of our unique story. The cracks in our lives are not failures. They're opportunities to create something new, something beautiful. Jenny's story invites us to practice acceptance in our own lives. Begin by identifying your own broken vase a loss, a mistake, or an imperfection you've struggled to accept. It might be a failed dream, a strained relationship, or a flaw you've hidden from the world. Take a quiet moment to reflect. Write down what this broken piece means to you, why it hurts so much. Don't rush to fix it. Just sit with it. Let it be. Then, ask yourself, what's still whole? Still valuable? Practice gratitude for these remnants, however small. Like Jenny, try to embrace the cracks instead of hiding them. This could mean forgiving yourself for a past mistake, honoring a memory instead of mourning it, or seeing beauty in a physical scar. Each day, take a small step toward acceptance. Notice one thing you've resisted a change, a flaw, and choose to view it differently. Maybe it's a journal entry where you reframe a regret as a lesson. Maybe it's a conversation where you share your story with someone you trust. When grief or resistance creeps in, counter it with gratitude. Look at what's still here. What still brings joy? A broken vase isn't the end. It's a new beginning. Jenny's golden vase started as a wound, but became art through acceptance. Your imperfections can do the same. This practice isn't easy. Resistance is human. And letting go feels like surrender. But it's not. It's courage. Start small, choose one crack to embrace today. Maybe it's a missed chance you've dwelled on. Write down 3 things you gained from that experience. 3 ways it shaped you for the better. Over time, these small acts of acceptance build a habit, a way of seeing life's flaws as part of its beauty. Share this practice with others. Talk about your journey and invite them to try it too. Together, we can create a community that celebrates imperfections, that sees gold in the cracks. If Jenny could transform her pain, so can we. Let's take the first step today. With gratitude and grace. Close your eyes and picture your own broken vase. Its cracks shimmering with golden light. Feel the peace that comes from letting go, from embracing what's imperfect. Jenny's story is a mirror for us all. We carry broken pieces, regrets, losses, flaws we wish we could erase. But what if those pieces hold our greatest strength? What if our cracks are where the light shines through? Today, take a moment to name one imperfection you've resisted. It could be a failure, a change, or a part of yourself you've hidden. Hold it gently, without judgment. Choose to accept it, not as a flaw, but as part of your story. Write it down, say it out loud, or share it with a friend. Let this act of acceptance be your first step toward peace. Jenny's vase, laced with gold, became more beautiful because of its cracks. Your imperfections can do the same. Share her story with someone who needs it: a friend, a family member, or even a stranger. Invite them to name their own broken vase, to join you in this journey of acceptance. Let's build a community that sees beauty in brokenness, that finds strength in vulnerability. If this resonates with you, subscribe to our channel for more stories like Jenny's, more moments of reflection and connection. Together, we can embrace life's imperfections, one golden crack at a time. Feeling lighter? Join us to keep this journey going. Chapter 9. Resting in Life's Truths. Society tells us happiness lies in constant striving. We're taught to chase success, perfection, and endless achievements. Bigger houses, better jobs, flawless lives. These are the markers of fulfillment, or so we're told. We run faster, work harder, always reaching for the next goal. But this race never ends. The finish line keeps moving. We exhaust ourselves, chasing ideals that slip through our fingers. This belief that joy comes from more leaves us empty. We feel inadequate, never quite enough. Our hearts grow heavy, our minds restless. We lose touch with the present, disconnected from life's deeper truths. The world celebrates the hustle, applauding those who never stop. But what's the cost? Burnout creeps in. Anxiety festers. We compare ourselves to others, measuring our worth by external standards. The pursuit of perfection blinds us to what's already here. We miss the quiet beauty of a sunrise, the warmth of a loved one's smile. We're so busy becoming something else, we forget who we are. This misconception that happiness requires striving cuts us off from our own wisdom. It traps us in a cycle of wanting, never arriving. True joy doesn't live in the next achievement. It's not found in a flawless life. It's here, in this moment, waiting for us to notice. The lie of constant striving keeps us running. But it's time to pause. It's time to question what we've been taught. What if happiness isn't something to chase? What if it's something to rest in? Chasing an unattainable ideal brings suffering. The mind grows restless, always scanning for what's next. We feel inadequate, haunted by the gap between who we are and who we think we should be. Each missed goal stings. Each imperfection feels like failure. This striving breeds a quiet despair. We push harder, thinking effort will save us. But the harder we try, the further peace slips away. Our hearts race. Our thoughts spiral. We seek external fixes, new plans, new goals, new distractions. We buy self-help books, chase promotions, or reshape our bodies, hoping to fill the void. But these solutions are fleeting. They don't touch the root of our unease. The world's noise drowns out our inner wisdom. We ignore the quiet voice that knows what's true. Instead, we run toward validation, applause, anything to prove we're enough. This chase isolates us. We drift from loved ones, from ourselves. The psychological toll is heavy sleepless nights, knotted stomachs, a nagging sense of falling short. We're taught to keep moving, to never stop. But this endless pursuit only deepens our disconnection. We lose sight of the present, the only place where life truly unfolds. The suffering isn't just in the striving, it's in believing that's all there is. We're trapped, not by life, but by our refusal to rest in it. Presence, letting go, stillness, and acceptance, these philosophies weave together to form a path to life's truths. Presence anchors us in the now, freeing us from regrets of the past or worries of the future. Letting go releases our grip on what we can't control, softening our resistance to change. Stillness quiets the mind, creating space for clarity and peace. Acceptance embraces life as it is, flaws and all. Together, they align us with life's natural flow. They teach us to move with the current, not against it. This unified philosophy offers freedom from society's pressures. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to chase endless goals. We can live authentically, rooted in the moment. Presence invites us to notice the world, the rustle of leaves, the warmth of a breath. Letting go helps us release expectations, trusting life's unfolding. Stillness allows us to pause, to hear our own wisdom. Acceptance transforms pain into understanding, seeing beauty in imperfection. This path isn't about escaping life's challenges. It's about meeting them with grace. It's about living fully, without the weight of striving. These philosophies remind us that we are enough, just as we are. They guide us back to ourselves, to a life of joy and resilience. By embracing them, we step out of the race. We rest in what's true, connected to the world and to our own hearts. One quiet morning, as the sun spilled through the window, a realization dawned. True peace doesn't come from chasing ideals. It comes from resting in reality. Presence, letting go, stillness, and acceptance wove together in a single, radiant truth. Life isn't meant to be forced or perfected. It's meant to be lived, moment by moment, with open hands and a quiet heart. In that moment, the urge to strive faded. There was no need to prove anything, no need to become someone else. Choosing to rest in the present felt like a homecoming. It was a simple act, sitting still, feeling the air, noticing the world without trying to change it. The mind settled, the heart softened. This was freedom, no longer tethered to society's demands. The soul could breathe. The philosophies merged into a single practice, being fully here, releasing control, finding stillness, and accepting what is. This wasn't passivity, it was harmony. It was choosing to flow with life, to honor its rhythms. The realization brought clarity. Peace wasn't out there, in some distant achievement. It was here, in the quiet act of resting in truth. The world felt alive, vibrant, enough. By embracing these philosophies, life became lighter. The struggle dissolved, replaced by a deep, quiet joy. This was the path not to arrive, but to be. The belief in constant striving stems from ignorance of life's impermanent, interconnected nature. We see ourselves as separate, needing to prove our worth through endless effort. But life is fluid, ever-changing, woven together in ways we can't control. Chasing perfection ignores this truth, creating suffering. Presence, letting go, stillness, and acceptance offer a different way. They root us in reality's flow. Presence keeps us grounded in the now, where life actually happens. Letting go frees us from clinging to what's gone or what's yet to come. Stillness creates space for wisdom to rise, unclouded by the mind's chatter. Acceptance embraces imperfection, seeing it as part of life's beauty. Together, these philosophies dissolve the need to strive. They reveal that joy doesn't come from achieving, it comes from being. This integrated path counters the exhaustion of chasing ideals. It offers freedom, not from challenges, but from the illusion that we must fight them endlessly. By resting in life's truths, we find resilience. We see that setbacks, flaws, and changes are not failures. They're part of the whole. This perspective brings lasting joy, a lightness that carries us through life's ups and downs. The value of these truths lies in their simplicity. They ask us to stop running, to rest in what is. They reconnect us to ourselves, to others, to the world. Jenny's story from the broken vase echoes here by accepting what's broken. We find beauty. This philosophy isn't abstract. It's a lived truth, a way to move through life with grace and peace. To rest in life's truths, create a daily ritual blending presence, letting go, stillness, and acceptance. Start each morning with 5 minutes of mindfulness. Sit quietly. Focus on your breath. Notice the world around you, the hum of life, the feel of the air. This grounds you in the present. Next, Practice letting go. Write down one worry or expectation. Then release it, maybe by tearing the paper or simply breathing it out. Trust that life will unfold as it should. Then, find stillness. Pause for a moment. Free from tasks or thoughts, let your mind settle, like water calming in a glass. Finally, practice acceptance. Reflect on one imperfection, a mistake, a flaw, and choose to see it as part of your story. Smile at it. Let it be. Resistance will arise. The mind may cling to old habits, urging you to strive. Meet this with patience. Remind yourself, you are enough. If frustration creeps in, return to your breath. Anchor in the present. This ritual, done daily, builds a habit of resting in truth. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up. Over time, these practices weave together, creating a life of ease and authenticity. You'll find joy in small moments, resilience in challenges. Share this practice with others. Talk about how it feels to rest instead of chase. Together, we can cultivate a community rooted in life's truths, supporting each other with kindness and presence. Resting in life's truths brings a peace that striving can never offer. Presence, letting go, stillness, and acceptance guide us to live fully. Free from the weight of perfection, they remind us that we are enough, just as we are. Life's beauty lies in its flow, its imperfections, its quiet moments. Today, take one step toward this truth. Pause. Breathe. Notice the world around you. Let go of one worry. Find stillness for a moment. Accept one flaw. Feel the lightness that comes. This is your path to peace. Share this journey with someone, a friend, a loved one. Talk about what it means to rest in life's truths. Invite them to try it, to join you in this practice. Together, we can build a community that celebrates presence over perfection, connection over competition. If this resonates, subscribe to our channel for more insights to uplift and inspire. Start today. Rest in this moment. Let it be enough. Feeling inspired? Join us to keep this journey alive. Summary of the journey: resting in love and wisdom. Tonight, we've explored the path to resting in life's truths. Presence anchors us in the now, free from past or future. Letting go releases our grip on control, easing our burdens. Stillness quiets the mind, revealing inner clarity. Acceptance embraces life's imperfections, turning pain into peace. These teachings, rooted in Zen wisdom, guide us to harmony. They free us from society's endless striving, from the illusion of perfection This journey is a homecoming, a return to your true self. Resting in these truths, we find joy, resilience, and love in every moment. Imagine a soft breeze over a still meadow, stars glowing above. Your heart rests like the grass, steady and calm. Each breath flows gently, like a stream finding its way. Presence wraps you in warmth, a quiet embrace under the vast sky. The world's demands fade, leaving only this moment. You are enough, just as you are. The Dharma's wisdom holds you like moonlight on water. Stillness soothes, acceptance heals. Rest here, in this gentle peace, where life's truths shine clear. Let this calm carry you into the night. These philosophies' presence, letting go, stillness, acceptance are seeds in your heart. They don't need to bloom tonight. Trust their quiet growth. Each time you pause, release, or accept, you nurture them. They'll blossom into peace, into freedom, when the time is right. Don't force or rush. Simply let them rest within you. The Dharma's truth is patient, always there. Carry these seeds with care. They'll grow into clarity, into joy, lighting your path. Trust this process, this gentle unfolding. Life's truths will guide you, moment by moment, to peace. Now, let your body ease. Release thoughts. Let them drift like petals on water. Feel your breath, soft and slow, guiding you to rest. There's no need to strive, no need to chase. Presence cradles you, gentle and sure. Let worries slip away, like clouds passing in the night. You are held, safe in the Dharma's love. Allow your mind to soften, your heart to open. Drift into sleep, carried by stillness, wrapped in acceptance. Rest in this moment, where life's truths hold you close, peaceful and whole. May you sleep in the Dharma's embrace, resting in love and wisdom. May presence, stillness, and acceptance bring you peace. These truths light your way, now and always. Carry this calm into your days. Share it with others. If this journey uplifts you, subscribe to the Zen Buddhism channel. Join our community. Grow in these truths together. Feeling lighter. Stay with us for more moments of peace. Let's rest in life's flow, supporting each other with open hearts. Begin today. Embrace this path, and let love and wisdom guide you.